Rated M for mature.
Don't let your kids watch it!
うん。奇病ってのはおひれだと思うけどね。急死したってのは本当。
We're talking about Mion now.
神主さんは綿流しの準備で大変だったと思うし、急性心不全とかそういう感じのよくあるやつだったんだと私は思ってるけどね。でも綿流しの日にってのが異常でしょ。それも3年連続で。普通に考えたら人の死がこうも同じ日に重なるなんてことは考えられない。警察も検視したみたいだけど、その後に特に騒がなかったってことは死因に不審な点はなかったってことじゃないの。まあでもシオンの言う通り、人の死が3年も続いて綿流しの日に重なると、それにさっきお姉も言った通り、お社様にたたられそうな人ばかり開始する。これは絶対に何かあります。たたりでも陰謀でも、とにかく絶対裏に何か因果関係がある。
That is true, because there's either like a person or a group of people that are behind all of these, or Ishiro-sama is real and an actual demon, or something else. But it's one of those two, probably. I decided to meet up with Mion at the library near the Okinomiya train station. It's not that I don't trust Mion, but I don't want to let her know where I live. Not many people use this library, so I won't see anyone from Hinamizawa here. It's very convenient for meeting someone in secret. After we discussed my life plan and work schedule, we moved to small talk. Are you the only one who's crazy in thinking the voice actress did so well to differentiate Mion and Shion despite voicing both of them? There is a slight difference, yeah. No, she's quite good. Honestly, I think the craziest thing about me is the fact that Rena is voiced by the same girl who plays Nagisa in Clannad. And it isn't crazy to hear Nagisa's voice be completely insane. I've been away from this town for years. Things have changed. I asked Mion about those changes in detail in order to fill in the gaps. While talking about various things, I brought up what Uncle Yoshiro had told me about Oyashiro-sama's curse. Even before I left town, the curse had already struck twice. The dismemberment murder on the first year left quite an impact. And the year after, the pro-damn activist couple fell off a cliff. That's the same, well, that might just be the same background. I wonder if it was the same cliff that Keiji fell off of in Chapter 3, but then he lived. Kind of. That one also left an impact. Oh, we get the new Super Mario Bros. Music again. The evil construction site manager was punished, and the next year, the trader of the village had met the same fate. If it had only happened once, people would have concluded that it was just a bizarre coincidence. But it happened 2 years in a row. People were far more likely to believe it was a curse. I know up to that part, and after I left town, the curse struck again for the third time. People talked about the curse more intensely than ever, both in Hinamizawa and Okinomiya. I have to rethink this. Oyashiro-sama's curse has drastically gained credibility while I was away. It was still unclear with the first two incidents. But after it continued for 3 years straight, people's doubts changed to convictions. Even though the priest who died on the third year wasn't an enemy of the villagers, the fact that people from Hinamizawa didn't care much for him much, added even more credibility to the idea.
神主は確か嫌われてませんでした？
Let's go! We finally get a sprite again. Let's go. Shirley says, I'm guessing because if my hypothesis is correct, if Satoko is killing her parents, it would be cosmic irony. Oof. Well, I hope not.
同盟の役員から。日和見主義なんじゃないかって叩かれてたね。戦争末期は同盟内でも過激な理論がまかり通ってたから。神主さんの穏健な態度はそういう人たちにとって気に食わないものだったと思うね。
The priest had looked strict and scary. The way he spoke was always so formal. But in reality, he was very warm and reserved. He was just introverted, people. Maybe it was because he was a son-in-law having married into his family. I'm sure the priest and his personality were the perfect fit for managing the shrine that was used for summer festivals and village meetings. But that gathering spot-style atmosphere of the shrine changed completely when the Dam War broke out, and it became the headquarters for the Onigafuchi Guardians. Prior to the dam protests, hardly anyone worshipped Oyashiro-sama. Of course, the devout elders paid worship to him, but the average person treated our god like how you'd treat fortune-telling. Once the dam protests began, Oyashiro-sama was suddenly hauled out as the symbol of the village's resistance. Oyashiro-sama says he's getting tired of you pretending he doesn't exist. I don't know why he sounds like new Donkey Kong, but alright. Tracing the Oyashiro-sama faith back to its roots. It was an exclusive elitist faith that believed its members were descended from a holy ancestor, different from the masses at the foot of the mountain, and that those tainted masses should never come near the village. Of course, such self-centered ideology wasn't acceptable anymore in peaceful post-war Japan, so this doctrine was abandoned over time. Still, that idea remained, and they trudged it back up to fan the flames of nationalism and unite the town against the dam project. With the revival of those ideas, things only grew more radical by the day, and it didn't take very long for the Onikafuchi Guardians to become aggressive. After that, we were in a state of war. 100 million burning as one. Kill the white savages. Want naught but victory. Alright. That's not cool. Bruh. Also, if you replace the word white with the word for any other group, you would not be allowed to say that on YouTube. Adults and kids both were gnawing at the bit, avid to repel the foreign invaders. Describing it like that makes it sound kind of awful, like a reminder of the dark times of wartime Japan. Ooh, yeah. Post-war mentioned, what is the difference from before the war? That's a bit of a loaded question. Describing it like that makes it sound kind of awful, like a reminder of the dark times of wartime Japan. But like I said before, for us kids it felt like less like a war and more like a village-wide festival. Yet despite calling it a festival, dissenters were treated coldly. Their heartlessness lived up to the expression wartime regime. The Hojo couple who voiced their acceptance of their dam project was in the midst of that atmosphere were truly brave. Then on the second year of the curse, they died in an accident. Whoopsie poopsie! And everyone believed it was Oyashiro-sama's curse without question. So they were branded traitors and enemies of the village. The Hojo couple faced worse than just being ostracized as traitors. Everyone gave them the cold shoulder and talked behind their backs. The only person who didn't treat them badly was the priest. While the priest never objected to the anti-dam movement, he also never objected to the Hojo couple's advocacy for accepting the government's eviction and restitution to rebuild new lives. Those unforgivable Hojos became a slogan as the three families, especially the Sonozakis, united the village by turning them into scapegoats. Bruh, these people suck! So they must have found it very shameful to have a fellow member of the three families approve of that, especially when it was the priest of the shrine that had become a symbol for the dam protests. As central figures in Hinamizawa, the three families were the backbones of the Onikafuchi Guardians, so a difference of opinion was undesirable. And the priest was never accused of anything. But secretly the people whispered that he was a heretic, that he was unfit to serve as Oyashiro-sama's priest, that Oyashiro-sama's curse would soon strike him down, along with other rumors.
今にして考えると、神主さんって結構大人だったのかもねって思いません?
Yep, mob mentality is real and it's scary. He was pretty cool, managing to keep his head and remain neutral while everyone around him grew fervent. I thought Mion would share my opinion when I chimed back in. So when Mion gave me a forced smile and didn't agree with me, I was taken by surprise.
本当に大人だったら、あそこは周りに合わせて強調すべきところだったと思うね。
Oh, really?
フルデのおじさんは単に神社の神主だっただけじゃなく、仮にも御三家の一つ、フルデ家の長だったんだからさ。
Okay, so this soundtrack is literally just the Higurashi, but then this one actually gives... Well, I don't really want to call this music, but you know what I mean.
南沢全体が結束しなくちゃならないときに、模範となるべき御三家の人間が、それが大人と呼べるかどうかは、私には難しいな。
Alright, Mion. Weirdo. I was taken aback. I barely managed to say the following. Oreo is just molding Mion's views into her own, you believe? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Oreo's like, my way or the highway. You're gonna do things my way. Even though we're identical twins, we still have our own unique identities. Every now and then our opinions differed, but usually only over some trivial matter. We've never had a difference of opinion this big. It wasn't an enjoyable feeling. I decided to probe her for some more.
お姉の言う協調って言葉がなんだか好きじゃないんですけど。つまりそれって何？村全体を考えて神主さんは自分の考えを隠しているべきだったって、そういう話？要するに全体主義の中でこう主張するなと、そういう話？
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It is probably realistic for the rural, heavily religious community to have the my way or the highway, you're with us or against us mentality. Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying it's necessarily right. But, yeah. It is fairly realistic.
別にそこまでは言わないけど。
Nice V frown.
ただやっぱり御三家の長の一人なんだから、もう少し言動は慎重にしてもよかったんじゃないかって、そういうことだよ。
Mion faltered a bit as my tone grew more like a cross-examination. Oh boy, you know I love those. I realized I was speaking a bit too harshly. What Mion expressed was probably the more mature opinion on our scale. When everyone needs to work together to stand up to a vast enemy like the government, people should refrain from actions that would destabilize that alliance. Like, I get that, but also you are allowed to have your own opinions on things. Writing it out and reading it now, I can understand that. But I wasn't mature enough to agree to such a totalitarian idea. Yes! Or maybe it wasn't me at all. It was Mion who made that mature judgment. We'd been separated for over a year. I've been away from the town. In the meantime, Mion has been training to take over the headship of the Sonozaki family. She'd been treated as such even before I was confined to that institution. She sat next to the hag in ceremonies and in meetings. She took her place when the hag was absent. Whew, but that was just it. We were never that different. Mion has become very much like a successor since I've been gone.
お姉もいつの間にか大人になっちゃいましたね。
She seemed to get what I was implying.
やっぱり私もバッチャみたいな考え方になっちゃってきたかな。いいじゃないですか。お姉は次期当主なんだから、いつまでも下々と同じ考え方じゃまずいでしょ。さすが帝王学を学んだだけのことはある。そんなの学んでないよ。どうやればバッチャのふりができるかって、それだけだよ。
Maybe don't act like Grandma Oreo the hag.
シオンにだって。
What is that face? I'm sure we've seen that face before, but that's like the face Mion's been looking at where she's like, I haven't slept in 3 days. I really need some rest. Oh yeah, I always forget she has a gun in the original art style for some reason. Oh, why does she look so smug in that one? I know something you don't. That's so weird. She looks so different in all 3 art styles. I kind of like the one where she's like, I really just need a little nap.
そんなのやりたくないです。ばあさんのおもりはミオンのお役目。ま、疲れない程度にほどほどに頑張りなさいませ。
I didn't mean to be cold, but Mion seemed to take it that way. She smiled as if trying to pacify me. I smiled gently back at her.
おねえ。ミオン。何？確かに私たちの別離はいつも穏便じゃなかった。名前を引き離され、住まいを引き離され、そして体を引き離された時もいつもね。
What was the terrible art? Was it the original art style, the console, or the newer one? The one where she had the gun in it? I mean, I don't want to say it's terrible. It's just a little... It wasn't done professionally. Because I think the original art style, like the guy who coded it and wrote it, made the sprites himself. So yeah, they look a little rough around the edges. But like, I wouldn't say they're bad. They're just not as high quality. Mion looked down with a serious face, but then looked right back up.
あんたは私がそのあたりで逆恨みしてるんじゃないかって思ってるかもしれない。でもそれは、そりゃ確かに確執はあったよ。でもそんなのは時間で流れる程度のもの。あんたが引け目を感じるようなことは何もない。
Up until birth, we were perfectly equal. Right after birth, we were separated by the grown-ups' priorities. I used to get mad about it when I was little. There's no denying that. Well, I understand that. But we don't have to start a disagreement over it. Mion seems to understand what I'm trying to say. We each have our own characteristics, even though we're identical twins. Only we know the differences. We're also dependent on each other because of them. Mion seems more dependent. She always worries about me. If somebody gave her a cookie, she'd divide it in two and give one half to me. If somebody gave her a candy, she'd wait until I said it was okay to eat it. On the contrary, I'm cold. I don't care about others if I'm satisfied. I kind of got that picture based on what I know about you, Shion. I'd put the candy in my mouth right away. I have to emphasize that I don't hate her, and I'm well aware that she loves me. We both know that. Mion must have been hesitating to put the candy of the successor in her mouth and was waiting to see if I was okay with that.
頑張れ、ミオン。
Okay, that's a little close. It's also a little weird that she's blushing like that. Huh? You like my gun? Huh? Actually, that looks very similar between all the art styles.
私もシオンを頑張る。
I tapped her forehead with my fist lightly. Mion put her forehead against my fist as if trying to feel the warmth. She's Mion, and I'm Shion. She's the successor of the Sonozaki family, and I'm just a vagabond. This isn't a distinction, but rather our individuality. We shouldn't worry too much about the other anymore. We should feel relaxed, living as who we are, with our own characteristics. I didn't have to say any of that out loud. We can communicate by touch, just like this. Like this? Oh boy.
ありがとう。シオン。頑張ろう、ミオン。困ったことがあったらいつでも相談して。私たちはいつだってそうやってきた。それはこれからも何も変わらないよ。
Mion kept nodding, with her forehead against my fist. Well, at least the sisters don't hate each other, at least not visibly. I said goodbye to Mion before it turned to evening. We had talked about the things that happened during my time away, and I enjoyed having that chat between sisters very much. We were able to dissolve our unsettled emotions. We didn't used to do that. Maybe it's because we hadn't seen each other for over a year. It was late afternoon. My heart felt lighter now. I stretched and looked up at the sky. The sky was clear, blue, and far away. No matter how tall I grow, I'll never be able to touch that sky. I'm Shion Sonozaki, a girl who escaped from the life she was forced to live. Nobody will praise me for what I did and for what I'm going to do. But this is what I chose.
なんだ。私だって大人な考え方できるじゃない。
I psyched myself up. I should go shopping for dinner. Though I have Kasai's help, I need to save money. I love junk food, but it would be cheaper to cook. Ironically, the culinary classes from that evil school will come in handy. Why not go to the shopping center in Kami Ishiki? If I'm going there, then I need to take the other street. The cool breeze in the late afternoon felt nice on my skin. Kasai came to the door while I was putting stuff I bought into the fridge.
あ、待って待って。今鍵開けます。
Hey, Beardy.
買い物の帰りですか？お疲れ
Oh,
様です。
whoa, hold up. We got the teddy bear for our birthday. We got a fish doormat. We got Super Brain first live. Okay. And we got bunny dehumidifier / trash can. This is a great room.
買い物程度で疲れてちゃたまんないよ。あ、葛西も食べてく？一人者にはスーパーの野菜の単位は大き
Oh,
すぎ
that's
だ
nice
し
of
ね。
you.
よろしいんですか？ご厄介になってもいいものでしたらぜひ。
Kasaya looked curious about what I'd cook.
チェ、その顔は全然信じてないな。見てろ。
これらは冷蔵庫でいいんですか？入れておきますよ。
あ、悪いね。二人分だとお米はこのくらいかな。よっこらしょっと。
Kasai skillfully packed food in the fridge while glancing at each item in turn. He noticed something.
シオンさん、
Shion, how many zebra cakes did you buy?
相変わらず缶詰はダメなんですか？
I hadn't bought any. That was, of course, on purpose.
缶詰を避けての買い物はいろいろ大変でしょう。
理屈じゃ分かってんだけどね。無理強いされりゃ食べないこともないけど。それでも私はやっぱりパスだな。
What if you didn't know it was canned food?
悪かったと思ってます。少しふざけすぎだと思ってますよ。だからそろそろあんなくだらない話忘れてくださってもいいのに。
Did you gross her out with a weird story about canned food?
ああ、もううっさいな。
And like it traumatized her? How bad was the
厨房に
story?
チャラチャラ出入りしない。
Shion, you're gonna get in trouble for saying that.
テレビでも見てておとなしくしててよ。
Kasai chuckled and left. I know this sounds stupid, but I hate canned food. If somebody told me there was canned food in a meal I just ate, I'd throw up. It started with a silly thing. Kasai told me a horror story when I was little. Oh, this is how it works. You know, one of those urban legends about meat made from an unknown source. Like those rumors about how there's worm meat mixed into the burger patties or dog meat in beef bowls. Kasai had fun telling me one of those stories because of how scared I got. He had fun, but I obviously didn't. I even started to cry in the canned food section of the supermarket. That's how much I hated it. I don't freak out like that anymore, but I still don't like canned food. Since I don't like it, I don't force myself, and now I live my life naturally avoiding canned food. You genuinely want the fish shrug? That's a bit of a fishy taste, but alright. One of the big differences between us twins is that Mion doesn't have this issue. Kasai feels responsible for this, but he can't rid me of that fear. Still, a flaw like this is actually a good thing. Otherwise, I'd be too perfect. Okay, well, Shion, really? Ha 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 ha.
ダサい？机の上の新聞どけて。
いい匂いですね。
Where's that? I'm showing my teeth. He's not showing his teeth in that one.
ごちそうになります。
量が足りないと思ったら、あとは勝手に牛丼屋さんにでも行くこと。
I was gonna hit Hooters on my way home.
あ、テレビを切らないで。私は静かな食卓ってやつが苦手だから。
では、いただきます。
で、葛西何の用だったの？何か用事があってきたんでしょ？
Shion feels, Shion feels once in elementary school a kid told you meatballs were made out of meatballs grossed you out and you stopped eating them for months. Well, yeah. Also, not even a horror story, but do you know what gelatin is made out of? Bones. I handed him a cup of tea. I could wait until dinner was over, but I wanted to get to the point quick.
食事が終わってからの方がいいかと思ってましたが、食べながらにしますか？
Oh yeah! No, this is not a horror game, Ruben. Of course not. It's just a slice of life
葛
visual
西が
novel.
来た時点でずーっと何の用か気になってるから、先に言ってくれた方がご飯の通りが良くていいかもです。
自宅に学園から電話が今日ありました。
Oh.
今日そりゃ遅いね。よっぽど表沙汰にしたくなかったと見えるな。で、どうなったの？
Do they think that she ran off with you?
電
It's
話
like a
は
lover?
茜さんが取りました。
Akane.
親父さんには後で折を見て話すそうです。
Akane-san is my mom. Oh. Did we know that? Or is that one of those names I just forgot about? That's what Kasaya calls her, as he's known her since before her marriage.
で、母さんなんか言ってた？
I was lucky when she answered the phone, since she's relatively on my side.
仕方のないやつだと漏らしておりました。
Wow.
こういう結果も決して予想外ではなかったような。
Maybe her mom's like, I remember when they sent me off to the Catholic nunnery, and I also escaped. Probably not.
親父にはまだ知らせてないんだ。
茜さんなりにタイミングを測っているんでしょう。
You can't just tell Yakuza dad that you broke out of school at any time you want. He's got to be in a good mood first.
多分2、3日中には話すものと思います。
親父はばあさん寄りだからな。耳に入れば自動的にあいつにも伝えるだろうな。
Whoops.
で、伝わったら見つけ次第即刻ここへ連れてこい。申し開きの意見によっては指の1本や
What the
2本
butts?
ってことになるだろうね。
This is disgusting.
おっかないこと。
笑い事で済めばいいんですがね。
No, that's actually what's gonna happen.
シオンさんの指だけじゃ済まないかもしれないってところ
He's
で
like, I'm not losing a finger for you, alright? Not happening.
あちちち。
がっつくからだよ。あ、ちなみに味噌汁もご飯も作りすぎてるからおかわりは強制ね。
What a problem.
3杯は絶対食べること。
What a problem. A few days later, Mion told me that the hag had heard about my escape.
で、ばあさんはどんな感じだった？
She put out a warrant for your arrest. Dead or
これは
alive.
簡単でさ、もしも沖宮界隈に帰ってきてるなら、祖国見つけ次第自分の前に引っ立てろってさ。
怖っ。で、
I'd be a little more on edge for this, Shion.
実際に親父とかの動向は？
近々の親族会議でシオンをかくまってないか問いただすみたいだね。
Oh.
でも若いのに街中を探させるとかそういう真似はしないみたいだよ。
Holding a family council means that things will remain in the hag's hands alone. She won't search the town for me. It's like she's unofficially approving my presence. Really? I don't know about that. Of course, I'll be caught immediately if they find me in a large public place.
母さんが随分暗躍してくれたみたいだね。
I can tell she's being supportive. It's a long story, but my mom is sort of an outlaw, even though she's of the Sonozaki bloodline. A long time ago, she had a huge fight with the hag because she hated the family rules and traditions. Sounds like somebody I know. She was even excommunicated. My mom was supposed to be the successor, but she was deprived of the title, and Sis took her place instead. So mom was deprived of the title, but mom's biological daughter was not. So try figuring that one out. While she's quiet now, mom's still an outlaw. She's always been on my side, but I also hate rules and traditions.
親父、最初はすっごくカンカンだったらしいよ。母さんがだいぶなだめたらしい。何のかんの言っても、親父は最後には母さんには勝てないから
I'm
ね。
pretty sure he can. He's Yakuza.
オッケー、ありがとう。また何かあったら教えてね。本当にヤバくなったら、私もこの町を離れるつもりだから。
Where are you gonna go, Shion?
葛西とか吉郎おじさんとか、それに母さんとか、世話になった人の顔は潰せないからね。
Literally lose face. I would not be surprised if Orio's like, you lost your face privileges.
おねえ、あんたが今何を考えてるかどうして同じ血を分けた姉妹なのにシオンだけこんな隠れるように生活しなきゃならないのかでしょ？
Mion was silent. That meant yes.
シオンだけ、こんな窮屈な思いをするのはフェアじゃないよ。絶対。
ありがとう。気持ちだけでも嬉しいです。
表に出たい時とかあったら相談して。シオンがいつでもミオンになれるよう協力するからさ。
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. She sounded apologetic. I shouldn't go quiet or agree with her. She sticks to things a little too much. Once she goes down, she'll stay there for a while. So I just told her simply.
ありがとう。実はそれが一番ありがたいです。じゃあ切りますね。
じゃあね、またね。
You can't keep doing the twin swap forever, by the way. As soon as one of you gets married, that's it. Actually, probably sooner than that, but, you know. It's also artistic license and all that. New tips unlocked. A smudged diary. Well, let's go and read that. Hello, sister. Reunited with a close relative. That's what we got as an achievement. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, this place is a dump. Wait, this is the evil uncle's house, isn't it? Oh yeah. So this is Satoshi, I guess, and this probably is evil uncle's house. Satoko was crying while hiding behind my back. She's been crying while clinging onto me, so my back was wet with her tears and snot. My aunt had been screaming hysterically, but she looked tired now. I suddenly realized that it was already past 1 in the morning. She vomited out a series of screams one last time and finally called it quits. Uh-oh. That's not good. Hi, Satoko. I hate seeing her dead in the eyes like this. Let the animation finish. Yikes. Yikes. Yep. I hate this one, man. She looks like actually dead inside in this one. And it's also my favorite sprite, I think, because of this. Very expressive. Yikes. Even after my aunt walked away, she didn't realize that she had been freed. So I stroked her head and told her.
終わったよ。 Satoko.
That is not at all what I expected Satoshi to sound like. He almost sounds like a girl. I definitely expected him to have more of the Sunahara style voice. But that's probably just because he's a Japanese blonde guy. Satoko twitched. Her eyes grew bright again and tears rolled out down her cheeks. She looked up at my face. She knew it was over, but wanted to hear it directly from me. She begged me with a look. To be honest, I was really exhausted too. So I felt a bit annoyed when she tried to make me say it. But I needed to pacify her. So I gently told her what she wanted to hear.
もうおばさんの小言は終わったよ。だからね、寝よう。
Satoko clung to me while her tears continued to fall. She was crying again silently. Satoko was shivering pitifully. Her small back reminded me that there was nobody else to protect her.
さあ、歯を磨いて、それから布団を敷こう。そしてぐっすり休もう。
Satoko smiled faintly and nodded. I felt dizzy. As I was released from the strain, a harsh drowsiness fell upon me. While Satoko was washing her face, I went to the toilet. I zoned out while watching my pee. In my dizziness, I almost missed the shot. I felt like I was being sucked into the toilet. I couldn't even remember what caused it. Why did my aunt start screaming today? Probably because, like, there's a bunch. She's like, why is there so much trash all over the place? It's like, because you and Uncle constantly throw trash everywhere. And then she's like, how dare you talk back to me? And then, like, beats you up. I shouldn't be saying this like it's a joke because it's a very serious situation, but, you know, gotta make it lighthearted somehow. Oh, that was the whole tip. Oh, a smudged diary. That wasn't a diary at all. That was literally just like, hey, by the way, Satoko and Satoshi are being abused. Did you know that? Yikes. Alright. Well, normally I might go a little later for this, but I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. A, that's a pretty good stopping place because we got the tip and that first achievement. Also, because I'm yawning a ton. Like, every couple of sentences now. And also, I completely forgot that I was doing my laundry and it was done in the washer and I haven't moved it to the dryer. So I need to actually dry my laundry and put it away before I go to bed tonight. And I have to work in the morning. So we're going to end the stream there. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is a pretty interesting start to the chapter. Can't wait to see where it goes. Oh, we made it to the end of chapter 2. Heck, yes. So, Wednesday and Friday this week, we'll be going back to Pikmin 4. So we're getting close to the end, and we'll be streaming Higurashi again, most likely next Sunday, a week from now. So, great chatting with you all. Thanks for tuning in. It's going to be a fun series, and it's probably going to be a very intense one, but, you know, it always starts. It has to ease you into it, so it'll probably be more intense and creepy in the future. So, yeah. Great to see you all. Hope you have a fantastic week, and God bless everybody.